Looks like we're ready to roll then.
Yeah, welcome on in, everybody, to the Metroid Prime Randomizer Community Weekly. I am Uncle Reggie, and I'm joined in the booth by
Koshi, that's me.
yeah. So this
Today,
will
sorry, go ahead.
this will be a fun one today because we have the Battle of the Chris's. We have the Ginger Chris versus Pyro Paper Planes, both Scotch men named Chris. So this will be an absolutely fun time for us to watch here.
Oh, I see the TGC looking at that hard mode. I at least ran over it a little bit. Still waiting for someone to accidentally pick hard mode in a weekly. I haven't seen it yet, but would be a good laugh.
It would be a very good laugh. And we are also joined by Sasquatch doing tracking for us. So thank you for hopping in for that last minute.
So as far as I'm aware, we have vanilla elevators this seed. Oh, and we're off. So we have vanilla elevators, and I think it's 6 artifacts that we
Yep.
need.
6 artifacts, charge beam starting item, vanilla elevators, vanilla starting location.
Perfect. All right, so obviously we both start in on Talon Overworld then. I assume we're just gonna see a space jump first really fast. Yeah, both people go straight to doing space jump first. Pyro with the quick lead at the start though by hitting it instantly. And it is X-ray.
Interesting.
Now if I see that, I start to worry a little bit because that makes me think of quad. Did you see what item was in that alcove there? Or not quad, oh my god, op.
OP.
Yeah.
That was space jump behind ship. So I expect that we are going to find grapple beam and possibly plasma beam fairly early and see an early root cave and arbor chamber play.
Yeah, obviously we have both runners here heading to Chozo because with vanilla elevators, this is pretty much always a safe bet. Only thing they need to be careful about is they need to find Morph Ball quickly to explore a decent amount of Chozo. So we'll see how that goes. Odds are we're likely gonna see it on the oh my goodness, what's that fight called?
Hive Mecha?
It's not in sorry?
Hive Mecha?
Yes, the Hive Mecha, Hive Mecha. I didn't want to say Hive because I kept thinking about echoes. And I was like, I don't know.
What would be really cruel would be to find Morph Ball in Hive Totem and then force the runners to go back to landing site to get Space Jump, which makes them come back here to Main Plaza to get their first missile. Would not be the first time that's happened.
Yeah, I had that happen in a weekly, and ooh,
it's
not
pretty
fun.
trash. Lots of backtracking.
Looks like that's a missile there as well, vanilla. It's annoying not even having missiles here because you can't break the missile wall there to check what it is. Odds are we're gonna see the Hive Mecha skip from, I would assume, both of these runners. It's not too difficult. It's just a simple scan dash across the to avoid touching the platform there. There, so you see TGC got it, and that's pretty much as expected. No Morph Ball yet though. Could be behind that missile wall. I don't think we can see Morph Ball locked behind Space Jump here with these settings anyway.
No, that would be pretty rough as far as the logical implications for that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, because as far as I remember, most tricks are on trivial, right?
Yes, the only tricks that are enabled are in trivial logic.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you definitely won't be seeing Morph Ball locked behind Space Jump.
Nope. Also, the point of no return settings are set to off.
How would you get landing site without Morph Ball? I think you can grab that one out of bounds. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yes, and no PONR, which is really important, as you mentioned.
So while it is entirely possible for our runners to get in and check Ruin Shrine without having Space Jump or Morph Ball already in possession, it is really not a wise move to do quite yet. I imagine we'll see Morph Ball probably in either Artifact Temple or at the bottom of Root Cave and Transport Tunnel B.
I was gonna say, I think it can. Well,
And
no,
only
never
be in
mind.
one
It
of those
can't
two
be in
locations.
Magmoor because we have no energy yet. And there wouldn't be VMR on this setting, as far as I'm aware.
No.
Unless you had a truckload of E-tanks.
Yeah. I suppose in a perfect world, we could see Varia in one of these two locations, and worst case scenario puts Morph Ball. No, that is not possible. Morph Ball has to be in either Transport Tunnel B or Artifact Temple.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can do TFT, but I think that's definitely out of logic. And, well, going the other way, I guess you can run through the lava, but you'll probably die with what we have right now. There's an E-tank. So I guess let's see what Pyro finds here on Artifact Temple. I don't know, here I am, hoping for a VMR, even though it won't happen. Or Grav Suit. Yep. Gravity Suit or Grapple Beam would also open up the frigate crash site check, I believe.
With Gravity Suit, I believe they would need Space Jump for that.
Oh, yes, that's right. But yeah, Grapple Beam, you can just come in from above. Okay, so it is Morph Ball in Artifact Tunnel.
Yep.
We have scanned all the artifact hints, but it's not like I could see any.
Let's see if he'll read them off for us. TGC nicely executing the scan dash to cross that gap just slightly faster than walking around behind the little nook.
We have Pyro going to check frigate crash site before grabbing Space Jump. Interesting.
No, if he gets it first try, it is a little bit faster to do this way, but only if he gets it first try.
Nope. Did we see what it was, though? I think it looked like a suit.
It looked like it might have been a suit.
Yeah.
Now he has to reset and do this dash again. The idea is that he's going to do a dash, bend just a little bit, and then fall right into Varia Suit. So we're going to find Gravity Suit fairly early.
All right, so now that we have Varia and Space Jump, we could see runners opt to just go straight to Magmoor and then to Fen, but I'm thinking that's a bad check right now. Okay, artifacts.
TGC is going to give us hints. Central
Dynamo.
Main quarry. Okay. 2 in Room Shrine. Room Courtyard. Fendrana Shorelines. And Great Tree Chamber. All right. So hopefully that lighthouse is going to be shining blue.
So I think that means we need
Spider Ball and Supers.
Nice. So I think that puts us with we need Ice Beam, or final bosses are on anyway, so we need all beams.
Yeah, we will need all beams and Phazon suit in order to complete the seed.
Yep.
TGC is going for his space jump and landing site, and it looks like Pyro is making another logical play, reading. Nope, maybe just checking the item. I would be very concerned about having bombs in Triclops pit with Varia space jump and X-ray this early.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I think what might end up being a deciding play is if our runners stick with Chozo or if they go to Magmoor. So we do have Pyro climbing Root Cave.
And
I mean, with Plasma and Space Jump, this isn't really that big of a deal because there's 2 checks up here.
So that's an E-Tank. We'll see if he goes for the out of bounds. No.
Nope.
Not without having Morph Ball bombs. It's a little risky in doing that.
Yeah. Knowing me, I'd probably commit to it anyway.
Alright, looks like TGC is going to take a safety save after grabbing Varia in... Oh, there we go. Pyro is going to go down into Magmoor.
Pyro's going to go to TFT. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. Only thing that would be a hard avoid right now is going to Far Magmoor, since I think that needs Spider Ball to be in logic. I'm assuming the TFT dash isn't considered trivial.
Correct. That we need Spider Ball. It's also impossible to make any progress in Far Magmoor without having Wave Beam in hand.
Fair enough.
So TGC is going to do Root Cave dash as well. I have a feeling the safety save means we're going to see an attempt at the Arbor Chamber out of bounds from him.
I do hope we see it, because it's a fun trick.
It is a fun trick and easily one of the easiest out of bounds to learn in the game.
Yeah. It's hardly considered an out of... You can hardly consider it like an out of bounds trick, because you're barely out of bounds. You're like... Sorry, by barely out of bounds, I mean you're out of bounds for such a small amount of time.
All right, there we go. He landed on the standable and not the squishy, sticky part of the ceiling. And he's in.
Power
with
bomb.
a power bomb. All right.
That'll definitely open up a couple checks if they go Magmoor, so I'd almost expect them to go Magmoor here.
Ooh,
oh, Spider Ball.
Okay, so if we find Wave Beam in Triclops, we're going to have a fun time. Because that puts in the possibility later down the road of bombs on Thardus.
Pyro doing some speed tricks here. The one nice thing, why I really like this play from TGC, is having those power bombs gives you those extra checks here early on that maybe you get something lucky.
Just a missile in Warrior Shrines. We're going to see Pyro drop down and head towards Triclops Pit.
It is only 1 PB, but we already know that one of them's just an energy tank, so... Nice. Alright, what's gonna be over here? Yeah, PB drop RNG will suck, but if you luck into something... Nice. So just an E-tank over here, doing a little slope jump to collect that. And I expect we'll see them check the room here as well, yeah. So TGC did opt to grab the energy tank there, using the power bomb, so they'll need a refill. There we go. That refill will let them check Warrior Shrine and the PB locked item there. But it's just missiles here.
There's not a way out of that currently. He would need either boost ball or bombs in order to get out of Ruined Shrine. Or not Ruined Shrine. Underneath Warrior Shrine.
I'm so used to having bombs. Oh man.
And I missed what Pyro peaked
It was a
in.
missile.
It was a missile in Storage Cavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing we'll see Fen then. Either Fen or Chozo, depending which they get to first. I wouldn't be surprised if they went and stayed in Chozo, but
Yeah. There's no way to get into Fen currently.
oh yes, because you have to
Still
bomb.
no
Oh my
bombs
goodness.
or wave beam would allow that to work as well.
Can you tell I've been playing Echoes recently?
It really is wild just how much bombs locks for early game.
Yeah, bombs are incredibly useful. Yeah, I keep thinking of Echoes where you can go out of bounds, like basically anywhere, and use that to skip anything you need. So TGC is going to see this as a missile as well, so it'll be interesting if they opt to grab it since they already came this far. Nope. Alright. Well, this is a bit of an annoying detour since we can't even go straight to the Chozo elevator. That's bomb locked. Technically, TGC could and grab the extra check there and come up behind Magmoor or come up behind Flagra using the power bomb. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna see them do. I like this play, knowing that you have the early power bombs, you get that extra check, and you get to throw yourself into Chozo as well in what I think is a bit more of an advantageous spot, since you get, well, I guess you grab the extra item up there, but you also get to peek what's locked behind bombs on your way to main plaza.
Unfortunately,
but the
this
drops.
is a lot of prayer in order to make this possible. I don't anticipate that we'll see this attempted more than twice. The power bomb drop rate for Lava Lake on that side is rather low.
Oh no, and nothing there either. Yeah, they're just gonna opt to go back to Talon. That's unfortunate. I really like the play of going out there if you get the power bombs. Nice thing about power bombs as well is in I believe the Morph Ball room here is called Ruined Shrine. You can also get that extra check there. Yeah, there we go. Because there's an artifact there. You can also get the extra check that's locked behind the bombs. Oh, but since it's a PB expansion there, it's not going to give any difference to TGC since Pyro can grab it.
So
Wave
the
beam.
puffers in Lava Lake only have a 5% chance to drop a power bomb.
Ugh. So now that we see Pyro with Wave Beam, yeah, they're just going to go do Tower of Light. Or at least check underneath it. We could also see, well, never mind, we still don't have Fen access. Oh my goodness.
With Wave Beam, we actually do now.
Oh yes, if we go through Far.
Yep, through Far Fendrana to
Yep.
Thardus's room. However, we're still going to need Thermal Visor for that to be considered a logical play.
It's not considered trivial to do Thardus without Thermal?
I believe Visor requirements is in easy.
Okay.
So since they are bundled together.
Man, wish my Warp randos considered that. Still missiles, though. This seed is definitely being special so far with where these bombs are.
Without 40 missiles boost and Spider, found extremely early in Logic, Tower of Light is almost guaranteed to be missiles.
Could also have a... it could also have a late game check on it, though, which doesn't hurt to grab if you're there since it's pretty fast to get if you use the dash. I know I'm always a bit too much of a completionist, and I check pretty much every check that I can get. What do we see here? Looks like an E-tank. Did you get a good look at that?
I wasn't able to catch that.
Okay, I think it's an E-tank, but I can't really tell.
Pyro's going to take advantage of the highest power bomb drop chance in the game that's not 100%.
Alright, yeah, pretty sure that's an E-tank. So we're gonna get Magma Pool here, which, you know, decent check. We might even peek in to check, whatchamacallit. I believe it's Training Chamber.
Yeah, Training Chamber and Training Chamber access. We're going to be able to pick up Training Chamber access, and the knowledge of what is in Training Chamber could come in handy later. Even if it's just knowing that we don't need to come back.
Still missiles.
Here. TDC
Missile
grabbing
too.
Wave Beam from Ruined Shrine.
So we have
Nice
missiles.
power bomb
all
drops
throughout
off of
there.
those beetles. Good lord. Double power bombs. There we go. And the dash that doesn't matter as much if you fail it.
Yeah. Bit of a dip in the lava. The one thing I hope our runners don't accidentally do is fight Flagra with only one power bomb expansion. Technically, you can destroy those things with power bombs, but you're asking for terrible time.
Yeah, it's a really bad time. You do, unless either of these runners are willing to do an extremely terrible wall crawl, we will not be seeing a Sun Chamber play, because bombs are hard required to go in through the front and very, very strongly encouraged to go in from the rear.
So
there's Thermal Visor.
Visor.
All right. Bombs can 100% be on Thardus.
Oh, this is turning out to be interesting so far.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Nice thing is, since we have Spider Ball, we can also check Upper Dynamo.
Yep. Just
looks like it's
here.
just a missile, yeah.
Yes. Pyro will probably ignore this. Not really worth the cutscene trigger. Oh, but he's out of power bombs. That's not good.
I assume they'll take a dip here. Yeah. Take a dip just to check the item.
Frustration shots. Now, if you have Thermal Visor, it is very, very easy to check what this item is without requiring the scan. You can just peek at it, and the item is highlighted in the thermal imaging.
Oh no. Looking for a PB drop.
No, those boxes won't drop him. He's already come through and killed these Shriek Bats. So we can either go touch the save station door, or gamble off of some of the... There we go, yeah. He's just going to reload Watery Hall access.
So TGC grabbing
drop
Gravity Suit in main plaza there, which Pyro did not, as far as I'm aware.
Okay. No, he did not.
So that...
We still got the Varia model for him.
That could give an interesting advantage, depending on... Well, especially if we're looking at going far fen. It definitely could be a useful advantage in getting some of those extra checks more easily.
Yep. Also, having Gravity, TGC is going to head in here and check Magma Pool and Training Chamber access. If he doesn't get the dash, he is in a very good position to just abuse some standable.
And 2 missiles in the Dynamo there. These bombs sure are being elusive right now. Since we have Wave as well, we can always pick up the item in Magmoor Workstation.
Yep.
So it probably wouldn't
Which
be too
is fully in
surprising.
logic at this point.
Yep, with Spider there. Probably wouldn't be surprising to see them go clear out Magmoor depending on how the rest of this is going.
And it looks that's exactly where Pyro is thinking of going.
Yes,
Oh,
because
taking a safety. I wonder what the plan is here.
we already know that because of point of no return, Incinerator Drone can't have bombs.
Well, you sure can't. Alright, so Pyro's just taking the safety for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Probably gonna head back, maybe check what is in Vault, go down into Lava Lake, and see what's there. TGC grabbing his thermal visor.
I think Pyro's taking a peek at what they can still check in Talon, which isn't really that much.
Oh, yeah.
So it
He's
looks
gonna
like
go
they'll
check
grab,
Vault.
yeah, grab Gravity Suit on the way out. There we go.
So the door that Pyro just went into in the vanilla game is typically locked, and you are unable to traverse through it. It is a one-way coming from this side of Vault where he's getting through now to go back out to Main Plaza. But one of the nice things about Randomizer is we have the option to have that door enabled and turned on for use, because really all that does is lock out a shortcut to this elevator. And traveling all the way back through Hive Mecha every time you want to go to the Lava Lake elevator is kind of obnoxious.
So we have Pyro coming through the front of Magmoor. They'll need a power bomb drop to get through, so nice thing, I guess, for TGC is if they come through the front of Magmoor as well, they will not have to rely on a power bomb drop, since they picked up the extra in Harbor Chamber. Now, what's the item in this room gonna be? E-Tank.
Oh, man. This is exciting. So they have exhausted all checks that are not Workstation. Workstation and Thardus are the only two checks that they have access to right now.
What are your bets?
My bets is that Thardus is going to give them 5-hole missiles. Workstation will maybe be Plasma Beam.
Alright, so you're banking on a pretty awful seed.
And bombs are going to be in Fendrana Canyon.
Ugh.
That's my personal guess.
So we have Pyro just going back up instead of going through Magmoor. I'm curious what they're going to do here.
Pyro is not happy.
Not sure I blame them. Yeah, so we'll have TGC come through here with 2 power bombs now, so they might opt just to go all the way through Magmoor.
Which would be the wise play, because we're having all of the Chozo and Talon checks exhausted.
Yeah.
That would definitely be time save.
I'm just trying to think what Pyro's doing here. I'm assuming they're just going for the TFT elevator.
Yep. That's exactly where he's headed.
TGC going to be a bit disappointed to see that it's just an E-Tank, but
But still very happy to be able to push through.
yes. I was gonna say, I really hope they do have that second one.
Ooh, that power bomb dropping from the crate was slightly higher. It is a 9.1% chance to drop a power bomb from those crates. That's honestly pretty funny. And very lucky.
Yeah, so we have TGC making up a lot of time on Pyro that Pyro had in the lead just because of being able to go through Magmoor here.
Yep.
So even though Pyro will still be a touch ahead coming out here, the TGC made an awful lot of ground on Pyro from this.
Yep. Now let's see if TGC goes for Swag Dash in Twin Fires. Or sorry, Fiery Shores.
Oh, almost hitting the rodeo. But with gravity, you just jump out, so it's not even that risky to take it. I do love watching people hit the rodeo. It's so clean.
There we go.
Will TGC hit the rodeo? No, they're going for the dash. Oh. Took a tiny dip in the lava. I am mostly curious to see if someone opts to hold off the workstation. I would assume there'd be no reason to, but if you're confident that there's...
But Pyro seems very excited to grab them.
Man, those pirates can't even give you a cutscene break. Looked white, so maybe Ice Beam or Spreader. Alright.
Ice Beam would be very interesting.
It would technically give them access to Far Fendrana straight out of this elevator.
It would. So it would
Since
give
they have
them out
Spider
of logic
anyway.
access to mines.
I feel like
the
rushing
jump to get up there is in logic. Spider would not be required for that.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that was in logic.
Yeah, that is considered a trivial jump.
I feel
As
like
is
rushing
accessing
mines
upper
would be a...
furnace.
Sorry. Oh, it's plasma.
No wonder Pyro was excited to grab that.
Yeah, I think we see them fight Thardus here because the fight will go so fast with it anyway.
Yep. Just go for it, Pyro. Accept your fate.
Trying to think of what they can access in Chozo. I'd really prefer to go Fendrana because after you kill Thardus, you can even go start checking the plasma checks in the front of Fen. Ugh.
Yeah.
So it's not a terrible call either way.
Pyro might go back and do Root Cave. Yeah, he's gonna be sorely disappointed for that. He's gonna get his second power bomb, but without grapple beam, it's not logical as a check yet. But finding plasma and really hoping to avoid Thardus.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a... Well, obviously we already know what's in Root Cave. But,
mines, with Ice Beam, mines would be accessible via the elevator, but it's not logical as it's a point of no return without bombs, as PPC climb is not in logic and you would require morph ball bombs to do the climb of the room vanilla with Spider.
I feel like Pyro probably should have just bit the bullet and fought Thardus, since it's such a fast fight with Plasma anyway. Plasma and Thermal, I should add. Do we
TGC is
see
going to
that-
do a
Yes.
hot dash here to check quarantine monitor before the fight, considering he doesn't have grapple and will not want to come back this way. Is rewarded
Missile.
with 5 hull missiles. All right. Oh. No.
No? Skipping Thardus?
Oh, no.
No.
He's going for it. So TGC probably only has 1 power bomb right now and is conserving it to get the final kill shot for Thardus.
Man, I haven't fought Thardus in so long that I always forget with having Thermal Visor how much nicer it is. All my recent seeds have been rude about that.
Well, and especially not having bombs, having thermal visor is a very huge boon here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the audio over so we can listen to
Yeah.
Thardus.
So Pyro's getting ready to grab the power bomb expansion here and is probably going to be upset.
Yeah. That is quite unfortunate. One reason why it is nice to have regular bombs on Thardus is they do a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, they just immediately expose the ice rocks. It completely skips the hidden phase.
Especially when you're fighting it without thermal, it is very nice.
Yeah.
You'll also see them shoot Thardus while Thardus is just rolling around, because it's still vulnerable in that time, and you can skip the rest of the roll if you break it, as you saw TGC do. The only annoying thing about Thardus is sometimes the rocks will get in the way of your shots and block it.
No. Pyro, I think, based off of the race time chat, has realized what is required. And yep, he's heading back.
Looked like TGC was out of PBs there as well. Oh, never mind, I might have it here. I thought they were out of PBs. Does Plasma even have a better effect on Thardus? Yes, it does a ton more damage. I think a charged Plasma does almost as much as a super missile against Thardus. It's really nice. Sorry, there is a very loud car outside, but now we will see. What does Thardus hold?
Still holding out for 5 missiles. Nope, there we go.
There's the bombs.
The meme has been achieved.
So yeah, as expected, TGC's just gonna go forward towards the front of Fendrana, which, with all the plasma checks you can snag here, is a really good choice. Especially since you can fully clear out the ice temple as well. Yes, bombs on Thardus is a little sucky, but what you gonna do?
God, if it's not hilarious, though.
It is. I think it would be a mistake to go for Pirate Labs here, even though you technically could.
Yeah, TGC is going to drop down and get the artifact that's here in Ruined Courtyard, which will be his second artifact.
It'll be interesting if Pirate Labs ended up being the play. Oh,
And
no, with Ice Beam there.
Wow. All right, so we just need Phazon suit and potentially boost more supers, but this is really a good place for both of our runners to be in right now, or for this to be. And main PBs.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I know in Ekka's power bomb expansions don't count as logic. I don't know if that's the same in
Power bomb
Prime.
expansions are fully logical.
Ah, okay, okay. So this isn't really going to change anything.
Yeah. It's just a nice quality of life.
Yeah. So I assume that we'll check the ice chapel over here. Well, I don't see why we wouldn't, especially when there's plasma beam that lets you get the extra check there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can clear the whole thing out in one go.
Yep. And even do a brief check. Oop, that looked like the artifact up there. So super missiles are now required.
Oh, oh boy. So the real question is, why are super missiles going to be? I'm curious if they'll be vanilla. Alright, spider track is...
Super missiles.
Oh, super missiles. That's kind of convenient.
Very, very much so.
Don't forget to grab the plasma check on your way out. Yep. And the seed, besides bombs being on Thardus, it's been pretty kind so far. I mean, with Central Dynamo and Main Quarry, it's not like we'll even have to clear out like a ton of labs to get those artifacts. Tree was energy tank, I believe.
Oh, Pyro, probably very happy to have the bombs, but is very unhappy about where he found them. There is a very much all caps Y in race time chat. Right, TGC here in Chozo Ice Temple will be able to get the ice statue. No, it's one of those checks that really sucks to be forced to isolate because it's very out of the way. There's no good time to have to come back for it.
Pyro going for the safety save here. I respect it.
Yeah, a wise move after having fought Thardus.
Can't really see what's there, so it could be a missile expansion. Yeah.
Yeah, it usually is. You can't see it. All right, and he's going to check Chapel as well.
Pyro is going to check the, well, the pirates knocked them out of it, but they were going to check what was there.
Yeah, that courtyard
That is
item
something that
his
TGC
artifact.
skipped, so...
The ruined courtyard item?
Yep.
Nope, TGC got it. It was an artifact.
Am I actually tripping? I thought they skipped doing Ruin Courtyard.
No,
I
he
probably
skipped
just
the
looked
save
away.
and went straight for the item.
Alright. Yes, I am tripping, apparently. Ooh, power bomb drop.
Yeah, we take those.
Always. Oh, and using the X-ray visor to dash off of those, that is nice.
All right, just 5 missiles there. Okay, so TGC is going to check Twin Fires, or not Twin Fires, Transport Tunnel A.
We can also check underneath Warrior Shrine.
Yeah. Now, at that point, I'm curious to see what he'll do. Maybe he'll head into mines, because Central Dynamo may... Oh no, Central Dynamo requires Boost Ball. Although, having Plasma and X-Ray, he is able to opt to go straight through and out the back through OP. It would not be in logic. These settings do require Boost Ball for anything beyond Ventilation Shaft.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's for Vent Shaft, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Vent Shaft. Just do the HP BJ, you know?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
I honestly don't blame you.
Half pipe bomb jumps. Oop, there's
Looks
boost
like
ball.
that's boost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd just rush mines at this point then.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. Head right towards PPC.
I do hope we at least get a peek at what's up here. And it looks like TGC will check that for me. Woohoo. I mean, we we laugh about Thardus, but this seed has actually been pretty decent so far. Oh, vanilla.
Nice vanilla power bomb expansion.
But this seed has been pretty decent so far. I mean, we already have 4 artifacts checked off. And the other 2 aren't even that bad.
Yeah, so the remaining artifacts for TGC are Central Dynamo, Main Quarry, and Great Tree Chamber, which are all very easy to get. Routing into mines, which TGC is going to do, allows him to get the 2 there and then come up the back, use Boost Ball to open up Great Tree Hall, grab Great Tree Chamber, and it's just a matter of where in the world is Phazon suit at this point. Praying we find it along the way.
Ah yes, Phazon. TGC doing the fancy dashes over here. Looks like TGC is going to check what's in plasma processing. I don't think it's a bad call at all.
No.
Especially since it's right along the way. And you even have Spider. It's not that worrying. Oh no. TGC took a walk off. I'm assuming doing this room without Spider isn't in trivial?
No, it is not.
Yeah.
So all of the vanilla requirements for this room are necessary. So checking in with our other runners, looks like Arrow has something that we haven't seen yet, so that's curious. Quizbowl is fighting Thardus, Inner Slice is in Mines, and Off is, looks like, entering Magmoor?
Watch Phazon be on Ghosts. That'd be a little cruel.
Okay, TGC is not going to go for Eagle Jump. I'm just going to take the safe strat and go for the slope.
You bet. Isn't that a double slope jump? The Eagle strat?
Just a single. You do a sloped R jump. It is possible with an L jump sloped, but is way harder, and you should just do an R jump. You are capable, even if it's not quite as good of an R jump as is optimal. Just that little bit of it helps a lot.
Pyro going for another safety save, which again, I respect. The game is kind of prone to crashing, so... It's something you should always do in the Prime trilogy, especially in Echoes. Echoes likes to crash for no reason at all. Pyro doing a quick refresher on the artifacts. And here we have TGC dipping in the mines. So depending on how elusive Phazon is, we could see this done before the 1.5 hour mark even. If
I will
Phazon
not
happens...
spoil it for chat, but I am privy to the location of Phazon suit.
Ah, okay. The nice outcome would be that it's right along the way here. Never forget to check this this power bomb check over here, especially since we have X-ray visor. We can just take a peek at it.
Yep. TGC taking a dip to the bottom of this room to
see what's behind
in here.
Okay.
Just a missile and PCA. Pyro grabbing boost.
I do hope TGC remembers to check what's up here, though. Would be a shame to miss out. Ah, the ragdolling pirates. Gonna grab the... Oh, I thought they were gonna use the power bomb before they grabbed it. Looks like they are thinking about it, though, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
This is one of those checks that just feels really bad to miss because it's so annoying to get. If you fall. All right. Yeah, the Phazon Mines OST is always kind of creepy. I have the Prime Infusion OST CD, and just having that playing in the background makes anything feel kind of eerie. The pirate music in high quality, anyway. I mean, or the Phazon music. You know, I'm just gonna shut up. Can't even string sentences together at this point. Don't forget to check here as well.
Hopefully, is just checking this item and then deciding to dip back down into mines. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's so close to Central Dynamo. Not picking it up would be really a painful decision.
Vent shaft item is something I can't see. Did you get a good peek at that, perchance?
I didn't. It looked bright, so it might be Ice Spreader, or maybe an E-Tank Vanilla, but it was.
Looks like Pyro might be opting. No.
No, he's going.
Makes sense.
I see. So he's gonna go towards back of Chozo, and probably head in through Great Tree Chamber. Do a quick version of bar skip using boost to assist a little bit, and then go into the front of mines.
Since we have everything to do main quarry, I don't think it's a terrible idea, but I do like having the option to just come back straight up to whatchamacallit, straight up to Chozo, or through Talon as well, just on your way out. And will the maze be nice today?
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
no. So
looks like a very much not nice maze. Oh my goodness.
Only 28 square maze, but plenty of options to get fooled. I love a trolling maze. I love to see a trolling maze. I do not like to have a trolling maze. All right, TGC opting to say, I have my artifact. Let's get the heck out of here. Which, honestly, I don't disagree with. What I'm curious is to see how our runners will route back for the 7th key in the game.
Ghosts being the ghosts, as always. TGC
Nice
having a bit of
cutscene
a rough
overlap.
time getting out. There they go. Power bomb drop. Can't complain. Missile. Since we have all the beams
to be good friends.
Since we have all the beams, gonna check underneath the statue over here as well. Wasn't able to check what vent shaft was, but looks like it's not important. Alright, what's underneath the statue? Missiles. Pyro gonna go take a peek at Crossway. If you're here, might as well. Then probably check out the 2 items there in Furnace. Missile and Crossway. Technically, we could also go fight Flagra and get Wild as well while we're at it. We can always do the budget early Wild where you just catch onto the spider track and go down instead of having to do the infinite bomb jump. Ice Spreader in Furnace. Do we see Tower of Missiles? You got it in the name. Pyro just opting to go back then. What do you think about this play? I feel like if you're already in Chozo, it might not be terrible to finish it off, since you do have the checks, but also knowing that, you know, you have stuff in Phazon mines.
I would personally rather chase my artifacts because I'm going to have to go get them anyway and pray that I'm going to find Phazon suit near my artifacts.
I don't think I didn't see what was up top there, but I believe that was just a missile as well on TGC's screen.
I believe it was.
Uh-oh, out of missiles. 70 missiles too and running out. Unfortunate. Just a missile too. Well, they get a free refill. Whole 5 missiles. Ooh, bit of lag there. I was curious if they were resetting. Would have been a little confused, but wouldn't have been the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Pyro's opting to go straight to GTC here, grab the artifact.
Which is a wise decision.
Well, since they're right here, you know. I'm curious if they go and check Life Giver as well. Life Giver and X-Ray. Believe it's Life Grove Tunnel, or Life Grove in general.
Yep. Good old Life Grove Tunnel.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna go check it. I think this is definitely worth it. Since they're going through the front of mines and they're basically right here.
Yeah.
E-Tank. Missile. The stealth pirates. Stealth pirates are always a nuisance. Just a missile and flamethrower. I think if you're TGC, you start to worry a little bit here. Knowing that you're kind of running out of your in-the-way checks you can get.
Yeah, the curiosity that I have is what is going to be done to, or by our runners to go back and try to find a Phazon suit and see where that ends up.
I looked away for a second, but I think Life Giver was just a missile expansion.
Probably.
Bars skip. The classic. It was indeed missile. Alright. Pyro having a bit of a rough time with the bars skip, but it is a hard trick, so I don't blame them. Takes some time to get used to.
Yeah.
TGC going to be getting the artifact in Quarry. So all that leaves them is with GTC. Can Phazon be in PMT, or is it required?
The early newborn inbounds trick is, I believe, in the insane category, as it requires a base of 11 E-tanks to be done human. But Phazon suit would be required for the PMT check. All the way up until then.
This is just not working nicely for Pyro, which is a little unfortunate because their whole route is kind of based on this right now.
Yeah, being forced to turn around and go back at this point would be very detrimental. So this is also one of those tricks that the more pressure you have, the more difficult you inevitably end up making it for yourself.
Yep.
It's very easy for this trick to get you flustered.
There we go.
Finally making it over. All right, looks like Pyro's probably just going to drop in and check Hat. That would be my guess. No real
Honestly,
reason to do anything else.
Wouldn't be too surprising.
Yeah.
Looks like TGC is going to go check Grapple.
Yeah. With that outside, that would be all of upper mines. He has one check left in middle mines in MQA. Yeah, just a missile. No, and I can't blame him. I certainly would not rush lower mines when I still have the vast majority of the game open for checks, considering how late bombs and boost were.
I think the real question is, where do we see them go? I wouldn't be surprised to go far Fen here. Especially since it's right by this elevator. And we haven't cleared out a lot of far Fen. What would your call be?
Um, It's tough because you have some strong check density in Fendrana, and while there are still some checks left in Chozo, there's not really a whole lot there. They're more just a few checks scattered around. Whereas
Especially
the entirety
since
of Far
you,
Fendrana gives, and Labs hasn't been done at all. I personally would probably do Fendrana.
yeah, especially when you can route your way through the entire pirate labs as well.
Yeah. So I would have probably. No, well, TGC has to come here to get Great Tree Chamber. Yeah, I would probably at this point take the Chozo elevators. Maybe do the back of Chozo? No, yeah, I would probably. There's not really a good way to get to where the most of our checks are. To get in between the zones. All right, and with that, TGC has picked up his final artifact.
I'm gonna go check Life Giver as well, which makes sense. You're right here. I think we might even see them just route fully through Magmoor, just because you can pop out right there at a nice spot to go clear out Farfen. And the collapsible tower and labs. Honestly, since we have everything for it, it wouldn't be that bad if you're already routing through labs.
It would be hurtful given Ice Beam's location. Right
True.
there in Ice Ruins West would have been a really good opportunity to turn around. You know, with the way things kind of spiderwebbed out in this seed, there's not really a good way to get in between, like I said, where the majority of our checks are left.
TGC gonna go? They're gonna dip into Frigate.
Yep. Going through forward or going through backwards is the fastest way to go through.
So nice seeing them have space jump here. I think the last 3 times I've gone through crashed frigate, I haven't had space jump, so it makes my heart a little happy. Also, best song in the game right here.
It's definitely up there. I personally prefer the walk-in section track a little better.
That is a nice track.
There are some really, really good chord structures in that piece, and it's heard for such a short period of time.
Missile. Oh no. Bit of a tumble.
Yep. Pyro not far from grabbing his last artifact either.
Ah, this room. I have a love-hate relationship with this room. Does Rando patch it so that you don't have to do the out of bounds to shoot the wave beam to open up the door?
Yes. That is a randomizer fix.
Yeah, that's a nice quality of life patch.
Yeah. Otherwise, you are required to do a really, really dumb hyper bomb jump BSJ through a hole in the ceiling right on the other side of that door. It's very dumb.
Oh man, is it not connected to one of the tunnels that you can just UBJ out of?
Nope. You have to hyper bomb jump BSJ.
Nice.
At least the optimal strat for that is it's very wild.
Well, that is not as nice as the easy UBJ method you can use in the others. So it looks like we'll see TGC routing to Chozo. I understand this. I mean, but knowing that Chozo's bare already, I probably would have rushed TFT to go get to Fen. Though I suppose that you can route the elevator behind Sun Chamber. Can route that in to get to Fen fairly easily as well coming out of these checks. So we do know where Phazon suit is because Reggie over here went and took a little peek, but
Yeah,
we're not spoiling.
to look over right after Arrow has found it, and looks to be on the verge of making ship save. So as far as I can tell, Arrow is the only runner that has Phazon. So Inner Slice has just a couple minutes ago finished up routing through lower mines and fighting OP and is now in plasma processing. Arrow is entering Artifact Temple. Op is grabbing his artifact in the Central Dynamo, and Quizbowl is in MQA. Yeah.
Man, of all people, I'm used to Interslice being in the head. It seems like they win every weekly.
Yeah, for the past 3 months, I believe Inner Slice in the slightest, Inner Slice has won every weekly. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see a little bit of a change of pace here.
All because of this Phazon check.
All because of Phazon. Yeah, that was a particularly awful maze for Pyro. Looks like Pyro's gonna push onward, maybe do the entirety of lower mines. But he does have all 6 of his artifacts.
I don't really fault him for going through the rest of lower mines. I mean, you're already there.
Yeah. One of my least favorite things to do in Prime Rando is to double dip mines. And I typically do not enter mines unless I am prepared to full clear it. Not because I'm afraid of doing anything in mines with low items. It's just more of the time loss of when you go through mines. You get basically mines is shaped like a T in my eyes for its item checks. You get the top row of the T, and then everything else is the bottom stem. And coming back for just the bottom stem is slow because you've probably already gotten every item on the top.
Pyro, I believe they saw the item there, but I couldn't see it on my screen. Wave Buster. But not enough missiles to kill Flagra that way.
It requires 220 missiles
Just a couple.
to kill Flagra from full health to dead. Which, yeah, just a couple. Minor count.
Is Pyro gonna check the item? It's not in this room, but... Doing lower mines without grapple. TGC actually routing an incinerator drone in the check down here. Incinerator drone's a little... one of those checks that are just kind of annoying. At least they can go and grab the item behind it while they're waiting too.
Yep. One of the nice optimizations for this fight is bombing that wall and waiting for the immune phase.
Did we ever learn why this incinerator drone wants to kill you? Just a missile over there for Pyro.
Unfortunately, there's no mirrors in the room for it to disguise you as the trash that it is. We can just blame the programmer Zoid for not enjoying us. One of the few things we haven't figured out how to break yet is the incinerator drone fight.
What's gonna be on a missile? Of course. I guess since it's on the way, it's not that bad, but drone is always just a time loss. Pyro taking a bit of a beating on the left screen here.
Yeah, his pirate friends not really being friends and taking the safety save, which is an incredibly smart decision given how much damage he's taken in this room.
How much Omega's gonna do to him if he doesn't get the pirate skip.
TGC is still opting to not do plant, or at the very least possibly do backwards plant.
Really just on the hunt for Phazon right now. Pyro gonna go clear out op. Worst case location for the Phazon suit. Could be Vanilla Gravity. That's really out of the way of both of our runners right now. What do you think?
I would say Ghosts is probably the worst case.
Oh, you mean the Wild?
Yeah, Wild's location. Considering how much of Fendrana is still available to be checked, Ghosts is the worst because it, in my eyes, would be
Vanilla Gravity's
just
in
so
Gravity
far
Chamber.
away.
Farfen. super missiles on OP. I haven't seen that in a decent bit.
Yep, very nice
pretty
single
effective.
cycle.
TGC gonna go do Flagra through reverse. Check wild.
Yep.
Does this not make it so you can't fight Flagra, or did Rando change it?
In Rando, it forces Flagra to be the first layer, but leaves the cutscene trigger in the vanilla location. So you have to walk to the front of the room to start the fight. However, you can damage the blocks. So we're going to see a really fun layer of this room that is only possible in Rando.
Huh.
It is possible to do what TGC is going to do in exactly 2 power bombs, known as the double-double. With a very tricky setup, you can break 2 of Flagra's blocks at the exact same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as I remember, as soon as you come through this side in vanilla, the Flagra gets basically deleted.
Yep, it switches immediately to the Ghost Slayer. Let's see if he'll go for it. He is going to go for the double. I think that's close.
Nice cutscene.
All right, so he only got a single here. The idea to get this as a double, and now he's just going to use bombs for the rest of this, is to put yourself in between the morph tunnels and use the tip of the satellite dishes to line up with the back of the satellite dish, and then morph at that point and lay a power bomb. Puts you in exactly in between the two and allows you to get 2 of them at once. Since each of these is their own cutscene, saves a considerable amount of time RTA.
So we do have Pyro coming back up through Phazon processing. So I think they are going to route this pretty much straight into Farfen.
Yeah. Interslice has located Phazon suit. Op is in the murdering OP cutscene. And Quiz looks to be routing out the back of PPs. Oh, no. Is going down into lower mines. Arrow is in subchamber 4, about to enter the essence fight.
Don't choke. Pyro is gonna skip going Farfen.
I think Pyro is probably checking plasma processing. I don't think he's done that yet.
That would make sense.
But Pyro does not have grapple and has picked up the item in storage depot B, so there are no burgers to dash off of. He must climb this room from this side.
Missile. Alright, ghost time. CGC even gonna route back for that? I would assume so. Go down and touch the layer switch.
Yep. So having X-ray and supers for this fight makes it incredibly easy.
Alright, yeah, Pyro's routing back to Farfen. Good choice, I think. And wild is a missile.
Yep.
The elusive Phazon suit today.
Its location is pretty silly. No, Inner Slice has just made ship save and is heading on towards Artifact Temple to fight Ridley.
So I think if you're TGC here, you have almost no choice but to go Fen.
Yeah, there are no other checks except for lower mines for him.
I believe so, lightning. Missile. Whee! All the way down. So Pyro going straight to Gravity Chamber. I think it's worth it, since there's 2 checks in Gravity Chamber. Fortunately for TGC, they have to route through all of Magmoor to get to the Farfem elevator.
Yeah.
Looks like both items in Gravity Chamber are junk.
Although TGC going to the front of Fendrana to get to labs would not be a bad routing decision, because either way, if you're going to be doing all of labs or all of Far Fendrana and labs, going through the front of Fen is not a terrible idea. Right, and Arrow has finished in first place with an official race time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, 56 seconds.
Congratulations.
Well, Inner Slice has just killed Ridley. And it looks like Op is hot on the trail of Phazon suit himself.
Pyro climbing Fendrana's edge without grapple, so gotta do some fun stuff there. Looks like just a missile. Whatever it was unimportant.
Yep.
Just a missile up there as well. So we'll probably get the one. No, we haven't seen labs yet. TGC's probably routing straight to labs. Pyro's gonna get the check here probably, and then just route straight to labs as well. Flamethrower.
That's a great place for that.
Not a completed seed without Flamethrower. Just like in Hive Key 2.
Oh, yeah. Those pirates were almost certainly going to do that.
Alright, coming into labs the back way. Looks like a missile straight there. Pyro did not pick up the validator. TGC getting the nice cutscene. Looks like that's just an E-tank over there. Yep. Still the super missile check up here though. Never mind, it's not in this room. It's on the other side.
What's funny is our runners are currently running to meet each other.
Yep. Which one of them will find it first? GG's, Arrow. Grapple Beam acquired. Well, we're rapidly running out of checks. I get the feeling it could be Observatory here. And if it's not, then what? That leaves us like one other check here in labs.
Between the two of them, we have seen every check in labs except this one. And there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, Arrow, deciding to go back and do labs, presumably. Oh no, you did labs before getting Ice Beam. Because I remember I had peeked over and you were in Research Lab Ether.
So our two runners here are pretty much neck and neck now.
Yep, for them it's just going to be a matter of getting back to Talon.
We've seen a pretty solid number of checks in the game throughout this race. I think thinking back. Oh, these vertical doors are special.
So between Pyro and TGC, we have actually seen every single check in the game.
See, I was really feeling that, but I didn't want to say it in case I made myself look stupid again. So
no, between the things that Pyro's done and TGC hasn't, and vice versa, we have seen every single item.
How fitting that it's pretty much the last item we come down to.
Yeah, imagine being in Phazon mode. Just use your imagination in Prime, being in Phazon mode.
So it looks like TGC's coming out with a bit of an advantage here. Pyro cutting in a little close with the health. Nice one, Arrow. I mean, you could have just done the full Ridley fight.
Oof.
Hey, there we go. We've got a real player on our hands. None of these silly exploits. So it's probably just gonna come down to TGC and Pyro, which one gets the better bosses fight, really.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to whose Ridley behaves better and who has the better set of fights. TGC just straight up walking through the lava, not even caring. This is very much a cheeky show from him. He's doing this on purpose.
Pyro actually dipping in there to grab the extra E-tank.
It's not a bad idea, getting the free heal up.
And it's just right along the way as well.
Yeah. It's faster than going for any of the save stations.
Probably want to save in landing site though.
Oh, absolutely. If for no reason other than to make sure that you have full power bombs for Essence.
Yeah.
And Jack and Jill potentially knocking you down their hill. No, Inner Slice is currently fighting Essence.
I like that Pyro's gonna have Wave Buster for the spider fight. I'm always a big fan of using that. Yeah, early Arbor Chambers, it was a really good grab. We saw TGC do that. Yes, it is a very close race.
Inner Slice is finished in second place with an official race time.gg time of 1:36:49.
GG's. Uh-oh. Pyro missing getting up to the door here. God, I love the Meta Ridley OST, or the Meta Ridley track in Prime.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if TGC goes for flyby. He's gonna try for it. Nope. Ridley said no. Apologies, just elbowed my microphone.
I can't believe you elbowed chat. That's not very nice.
I know. Sorry, chat. I didn't mean it. I hope you forgive me. So this is in rando. The only two ways that you want to hit Ridley are by doing flyby skip or by doing the boost after he lands. If you go for the mid-air boost, you actually lose RTA, though it is an IGT save, because the length of the cutscene after he lands.
Oh no, poor chat used to being elbowed.
TGC's Ridley is being a rudely.
Yeah, hitting those snipes are nasty.
Oh, there we go. Come on. All right, there we go. Pyro's Ridley was much more well-behaved.
Yeah, Ridley can be really rude sometimes, and it's especially annoying when you're at the end of a hard playthrough as well. Because he just takes so many hits and he never wants to cooperate. Yeah, we only have a couple seconds difference going into Impact Crater. Really, at this point, I think they must know they're really close, so yeah, none of them are going to go for the save.
I was going to say, which Chris? Which Chris are you rooting for, Gerbil?
Oh, the Fission Metroid almost Thinking about going for Chris there. TGC.
There we go. Might be worth it to... Oh, gosh.
Will one of them try the fabled exo skip? What better time to learn it than in the race, right?
Yeah, just casually first try learning exoskip.
Yeah, just don't mess it up, right?
Yeah, just do it right the first time, 11 head.
Ooh, the super missile getting blocked by Prime. That's a little annoying.
There we go.
Did we see the Wave Buster from Pyro? It's not really looking like it.
No,
It's one of my
see
favorite
Wave
things
Buster,
to do.
that'll probably be used in subchamber 3 and 4.
Fair
Just
enough.
to make sure there's enough super missiles to lock out power beam phase in the first 2 subchambers.
Pretty neck and neck right now. That super missile being deflected on TGC's side threw them behind a little bit.
Just for a moment, yeah. Did you see getting the run by... Oh, but missing the turnaround. That's fine. Hitting a super missile here.
That's true. They
Keep
both have
dancing.
Ice Spreader as well.
There we go.
Ice Spreader makes the ice portion of this fight very fast.
Yeah, if a runner does not know how to get the run by shots for EXO, spreader does save time. But if you're able to get your 2 ice spreader shots or your 2 fully charged ice shots and then hit a single beam shot with the next one, it is technically slightly faster.
Pyro pulling ahead almost entirely just on RNG at the end here.
Oh, Samus's long toes coming in trouble here.
There's the Ice Spreader. There's the second too. Ooh, very nice from Pyro. Pyro is getting the nicer RNG and execution so far. If we see Pyro go into Essence first, I think I'll switch the audio over.
Alright, starting with Plasma is very good RNG. For sub 4. Let's see what the rest of the beams choose.
Do we see the Wave Buster? Yes.
Yep.
Heck yeah, my favorite. So satisfying. Ooh, and then Plasma
phase.
too after that. That's really
very,
good.
very good luck. TGC also getting a Plasma first phase.
I think they'd have to get Plasma, Ice Plasma to outdo Pyro here.
Super missiles would allow it to work too, so a power phase would be fine.
Ooh, that missed shot though. Oh, and Pyro getting an Ice right after.
Wow.
That's some pretty good luck, all things considered. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the audio over here. I know you all want to hear this Essence track ASAP.
And Pyro's gonna give music.
PGC getting the wave. Will they get good RNG off of this one to finish it? And they can finish it off with a super missile. There they go.
Yeah.
So they'll be on to Essence as well. This could come down to who has the best pools.
Yep. That's entirely what it's going to come down to, is not getting pool skipped.
A 2-pool here could secure the race. Looks like it will be a 3-pool for Pyro.
And Pyro finishing in 3rd place with an official racetime.gg time of 1:46:32.
GG.
And we'll get a... Yep, there we go. Welcome on in, Pyro. GG's.
I don't feel welcome.
This was a fantastic seed.
This was a stupid seed.
This was very fun to watch, and I'm a little bit sad I didn't get to experience it firsthand.
Got stuck
been a
so
very
many
good time.
times early on. Really got the noodle going, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
TGC is wrapping up his essence, so I won't ask too many questions because there are questions
Yeah.
I want to ask both of you.
Yeah,
I'm
you
in
both had
fact
it pretty
not.
close at the end. You pretty much pulled ahead just with better luck on the EXO,
Slightly
yeah.
better execution on EXO and a fair amount better RNG.
oh man, was I behind in Ridley then?
Yes.
Yes.
You were
Oh, wow.
a full, like, 10 to
You were
15
around
seconds
6.
behind.
Yeah, you're around
And
6
then-
seconds behind at the end of Ridley.
Yeah, TGC's Ridley did 2 dashes, and then you were 6 seconds behind. Walking into Impact Crater.
Man, I'm trying to think of the things I did really well and the things I did not do well. The climb was good in ore processing. I pat myself on the back for that. There was definitely something there that was horrible that I'm struggling to recall because my brain is just gone.
Yeah, that sure was a seed.
And TGC taking 4th place with an official racetime.gg time of 1:47:40.
Was there any particular items we wanted to know where they were, or do we know where they all are at this point?
We have seen where every item in the game is between the two of you.
Gotcha.
And
Welcome on
welcome
in,
in,
TGC.
TGC.
GG.
GG. I am actually raging with myself.
You want to take a guess how close you guys were coming into Impact Crater?
When Pyro mentioned something about his music working, I was like, oh, I think we're on the cuffs of each other.
Yeah.
You were 6 seconds ahead walking into Impact Crater.
My final bosses are terrible, so...
Yeah.
You got pretty bad RNG for EXO. Pyro definitely got better RNG. The execution between the two of you was similar, with Pyro taking a slight edge. So it really, unfortunately, came down to mostly RNG with EXO, with the way that it
That's
went.
fair.
Did you get my Ridley death sound? in stream.
We didn't, unfortunately.
No!
TGC was ahead walking in,
No!
so we didn't get to hear the funny sound.
TGC! Oh,
I
you
am.
got him, Mario saying ha 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 as he fell. That was the one thing I hope it was, but I didn't even think the custom audio was working because of other music tracks not working. Anyway, sorry, what were you going to say, TGC, before I had that little rant?
I am so annoyed at myself because when I was coming out of Transport Tunnel and I picked up Boost Ball, I stopped and I hesitated, saying to myself, Observatory has something. And I went, no, let's stick with the original plan. We go this way, we do this. And I am raging. So annoyed.
If it's any consolation, I felt like a bit of a doofus when I read that Aero had finished, and I was like, it's totally in labs, and if it's not labs, it's on plant, and he just did, you know, a really silly play, or gambly play, and it paid off. But, yeah, no, I was a little disappointed when I found that as my last item.
So first thing that I would really like to talk about is our small explosive from the Morph Ball bombs.
Actually, I thought that was quite fun. I kind of expected it with the way the seed was shaping up. Like, we eventually got to a point where there was only one option. So I was like, it has to be that or at least a little bit beyond that.
Literally on 4 separate occasions, I was like going, this has to be Morph Ball bombs, got to it, and was confused. Like, I was disappointed when I didn't find them in Storage Cavern. I was confused when I didn't find them in Lava Lake. I was very confused when I found Plasma Beam at Workstation. Went back to bloody Arboretum.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's
there.
a shame.
And then, like, and then I was like, oh no, it has to be. And lo and
I
behold,
had cleared everything up until that point, so when I picked up Plasma, I was like, the only thing I can do is go into Thardus here, so it has to be this direction. Because I'd done Arbor Chamber out of bounds, so I cleared that off like pretty early on. My major misplay from the beginning was the Varia suit. So I got Varia suit before Gravity, just with the way the item shaped up. So I was like, I know Gravity is there, so Gravity is supposed to put Varia in Logic. So I was like, right, Magmoor must be my next play. So I went down to Magmoor without getting Wave Beam from Chozo. So I ended up doing a chunk of Magmoor, getting walled off with only having 1 Power Bomb, and then had to trek all the way back. So I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with the RNG here for drops. Looped all the way back round into the front of Chozo, got my Wave Beam, and I was like, yeah, I sequenced this completely the wrong way.
I had to do 2 U-turns, if it's any consolation, thinking I would have bombs, or at least 2 power bombs by then. Ha.
It was a pretty rude seed, but I'll be honest, right? I actually thought it was quite a fun seed. I think this was a good seed to race.
Yeah, this was definitely a good seed to have be a weekly. Everybody in chat and both Kushi and I definitely enjoyed watching this.
I hope chat enjoyed my lava bath. I am sick of fiery shoals and how bad my movement is. I eventually just gave up and went, you know what? Let's just walk the whole way. I walked through all 3 rooms or 2 rooms worth of lava. I was so annoyed.
We were having a good laugh about the fact that, yes, it was almost a bit of a relief from you, but you were just bleeding seconds away over to Pyro at that point.
I was done. I was done with fiery shoals. I was like, I hate this. I cannot move through this room in this direction.
What's
Those
funny
seconds... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Koji.
I was going to say those seconds may have cost you the title of the Superior Chris.
I'll take it.
I honestly feel like I didn't deserve that win there between the 2 of us. Like, just so many stupid things. Other than ore processing climb, I'm quite happy and chuffed that I got that in my little first try.
I routed around that. Like, I came in from like the back,
right,
and decided to drop down to do elite research or whatever it is, and then looped back round to the top to check grapple, rather than doing the climb. I was like, you know what? I'll just do this in a kind of weird roundabout way.
It reminded me that bar skip was another painful moment for me. Like, you know how like last race that we had, like right before this, our practice race, it took you like forever, and it took me like a second. Whereas this time around, oh boy, I just couldn't get it for like a good 2 to 3, 4 minutes.
I done mines back to front because
Yeah,
when I
so you
picked
didn't have
up
to deal with it.
Bootsball, I just went straight back to the end of Magmoor and went into the back of mines and done my kind of loop. I bit the bullet at Dynamo and said I don't think there's going to be anything beyond here, and then just noped my way to the front of mines, out through into Life Grove, down through Frigate and stuff like that, and then back into the back end of Chozo.
On one hand, I'm so lucky Zoid didn't have anything or ruined Gallery, that Morphball bomb tunnel. But on the flip side, we both got burned by Phazon suit being in the observatory. So
yeah, that one really annoys me because as soon as I picked up Bootsball, I said to myself, I feel the observatory has something, but I just bit the bullet and went forward. I think I could have shaved like 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes if I'd just done what my mind was telling me at the time.
Where was the ball again?
Transport Tunnel A.
Transport Tunnel A.
Ooh.
So as you're coming out of Fendrana into Magmoor, I picked it up there and I just said to myself, I should go back. And
Why did I not go that? Oh, because I didn't have Ice Beam at the time. I went back to front before I had Ice Beam. Because I picked up Ice Beam after beating Thardus. Wait, which you should have done too? Oh, no, you did. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, those bombs on Thardus, man.
Plasma Beam and Ice Runes West.
Yeah.
So what? See, when it came to Thardus, did you go back out of Fendrana or did you go out the front of Thardus?
I went for the front to find my Ice Beam really quickly. But then when I got my Ice Beam, I ultimately exited the front. And was worried about labs because it was like the option was there right then and there to go into observatory, and I decided no, I've wasted enough time. I'm going to go directly hunt for my artifacts, and then after that, worry about the suit. And well, here we are, like second, third, fourth, whatever place we are. Interslice and Aero coming before us. Man, Aero's been practicing. Well, all that bingo paying off.
Arrow got, they were talking earlier, they got the Phazon suit early because they thought Ice Beam was going to be in labs. So they went to go out the Phazon pickup really early.
Nah, explains, yeah. Like, that little juncture, that crossroad was very painful.
Every decision up, and then after that you're in the clear, but you pretty much had everything at that point. But yeah, this entire seed was devious right from the beginning, in my opinion. I
enjoyed that. I thought it was good. I think this seed was probably one of the better ones to display what the rando's like. Like, there's a lot of shenanigans involved and a lot of... Like, it's weird getting seeds where you've got your bombs and your space jumps super early. So the fact that bombs were so far out, that was actually quite an interesting one for once.
I typically love bomb fire. Like, don't get me wrong, as salty as I am right now, I completely agree. Making bombs one of your later items to acquire always makes for an interesting seed, typically, just because of where they could be and what it blocks off. It blocks off so much. You could tell, like I literally, like, so many times I'm like going, where the heck can I go? Because I don't have bombs.
Too bad you don't have bombless bomb slots.
Oh god!
Wait for
God, we don't have bombless bomb slots in Prime.
Imagine having to wave buster a bomb slot to just go in and use it.
No.
Try and beat Flagra that way. Shoot like a super missile into the tunnel and then roll in.
You know which, Wave Buster actually came in handy for me that at the end. Like, just for how many missiles I had in Exo.
Yes.
I never had it. I never saw it.
I forget where I picked it up now at this point.
Wave Buster. Yeah, when you finish clearing out mines, I was gonna say.
Right.
I had to open my map when I was in Overgrown Cavern because I walked in there and I was like, is this seed or was this the seed before?
I know, right? Yeah.
Because I ended up going into the back of Chozo because it was an E-tank there, the seed before, and I was like, have I done the back of Chozo already? So I had to open up my map and just take a wee nosy and went, no, I haven't. That was last seed. Let's go.
If you review the VOD, I opened the map at Crash Frigate. And that's a twofold reason. One, I was debating whether I should do Overgrown Cavern or Frigate right there and then. And two, I forgot if I had already done Overgrown Cavern because of the previous scene. So
Yeah,
it was a quick mosey. It was like, okay.
But no, GG, Pyro, GG.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got this race off between you and I kind of want another, but them are the ways. We'll just have to rematch again in the future.
You will once again fight for the title of the superior Chris.
We need a championship belt, the Chris.
And so with that, as Reggie's typing in the chat there, go ahead, follow both these runners. It was a great race between all of them. And go ahead, toss a follow over to Reggie and Sasquatch for being my commentary and tracking pals, respectively. I guess if you have a spare follow, you can always throw it my way, but I'm not going to self-plug. So...
No, follow Kushi.
Yeah, you don't
have
GG
to
both of you. Any last sentences or words you want to say?
Goddamn speed B. Cursing me.
Grumble, 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 the seed. Grumble, grumble. I want to have something more wittier, but on such a quick... I'm terrible at witty things in such a spot. I'll think of something, don't worry, once we close the stream. But,
it's all good. You can always say it in your dreams. Relive in this seed.
Check out the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord community if you want to join us, because they're super friendly. Thank you to our thank you. Yeah, just repeating what you said. Thank you, commentators. Thank you, trackers. Thank you, SpeedGaming. I'm excited to review the VOD and look forward to seeing everyone next week. I think next week's odd, so we'll be
next week will be even.
Even. Thank you as always for keeping me on track, Reggie. Yeah. So random elevator. Oi, okay. Going a wee bit far there now, laddie. Anyway.
A big thanks to everyone and everyone watching as well, and we'll see you in the next mission.
Bye-bye.
Take care, all.
Cheerio.